Hello guys, it's a pleasure to be with you again, and I hope you had a great Merry Christmas together with your family. And going in the preceding videos about MATLAB, if you remember, we have discussed and introduced the partnership between the function for and the input function. So today I'm going to implement the functions with an else in the previous code, and so we are going to make some statements with okay, if we have some kind of statement, and else we are going to continue the same code that you have implemented before in the previous video about the functions for an input. So let's go ahead. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to write the same code basically. So I'm going to put here some already statements that we have done before. For example, here I have the maximum allowed in my array. Okay, will be 20. Okay, so instead of s I have put the maximum allowed, for it's more simple to name like this. And so it's defining the maximum numbers allowed in our code as before. So we have the squares against zeros of maximum allowed, and we do remember that here we are saying that we have a vector with 20 slots, okay, with 20 elements, and I state 1 here because it's just a vector, a column vector, okay, because the number of columns is just 1 and the number of rows is 20. So here we have the prompt asking for the user how many squares the user wants as before. So let's implement more things here, and we still have something like this. We have that the number of squares is the input property, okay, so the users can provide the number of squares and that is asking for and do the calculations. So on the next row of our code we'll be implementing the code with, okay, so we are going to have with the number of squares that the user is going to provide is greater than the maximum allowed. We are going to have a statement here, okay, so with we have this, we are going to display something like, okay, we have this is too much, okay, the maximum allowed is maximum allowed, okay. So this is everything that we need to state here in the function with. So else that it's with the number is not, the number of squares not bigger than the maximum allowed, we're going to have the previous codes that we have used, okay. So we have basically the same. So I'm going to put here the code that we have used previously in the preceding videos, okay. So we have something like the number of squares, okay, so let's do story, okay, the numbers. So we're going to have as before for 1 to the number of squares, we're going to have squares is equal number to square, okay, and the function. So we are going to print the list of squares as before, okay. The first number of squares are squares, okay. So let's see if this is going to work. I think there's something that is missing here, okay, that's we need to finish this function here if, okay. So let's finish this, let's put an end. You see that it's connected with this with here, so we just here finishing, okay, put an end in our our initial function width. Okay, so let's run the program to see how this is going to work. So again, it's asking me how many squares I want. So let's put in nothing to see what's going on, or how this is going to work. Again, we have 20 elements of zeros, okay, because I have not provided the number of squares that I want. It's empty, so there's no numbers to be slotted here. There's no values to be slotted in the empty elements of the vector. So instead of if I run the program again and providing 50, that is basically, if I provide 50, we see here the code. Let's see here, we have the code here. Basically, we are going to use it. Will follow in this statement here, because the number of squares is bigger than maximum allowed, because 50 is bigger than 20. So let's see if this is going to happen. You see, there's something wrong here. Say that the function this, okay, here it's display, sorry. So let's go again. It's line 7 and run again. 50. So you see that the result is, how many squares do you want? I put 50, and the program is return this statement here that this is too much. The maximum law is 20. So I need to provide a number equal or below of 20 for the program run this next part, that is else also. Okay, if the condition width is working, only this phrase is going to be appear. But if I'm not in this kind of statement here, but in else, I have just this function, this code here is going to run it. So let's go and see if the program is working. If I put a number smaller than 20 or equals to it of 20. So let's put it 19, for example. So you see now it's going to the next step. Okay, I'm not in this condition here, but in this condition here. So I have now how many squares I want. I want 19. So the answer is the first number of squares is 19 of 19 are, okay, squares, and I have the vectors here, the vector with the elements 1, 4, 9, into 361. That is 19 square. Okay, if I put it 20, I'm going to have the previous result as before. So basically, on this video, I have introduced the function width, okay, together with the function for and the input function also, okay, because I have asked for the user to provide the number of squares. When the number of squares exceeds the maximum allowed, this is the condition that is going to run, and else I'm going to run the previous code. So this was the video. I hope you have enjoyed this year and the video, and the next year we're going to have more videos. Probably I'm going to produce more videos in the final of December, and so let's go ahead and learn more about MATLAB. Okay, so have a great new year with your family. So bye.